Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tat Tulyam Ramanama Varanane. This verse brings only good memories to me. I still remember every morning when my grandfather used to wake up and used to recite Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam as a part of his everyday acharam, discipline. Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam was of course taught to me by my acharya. Nevertheless, whatever little I have learnt even before I was taught was only through listening. I am sure most of you will also be having such good memories of Vishnu Sahasranamam. Vishnu Sahasranamam forms a part of everybody's everyday ritual. This one stotra prabandham is so very close to our hearts. Thus, Abhinava Paఠశాల aims to put forth the meaning of this entire work in a succinct fashion, given the time duration that we have. Of course, I personally have had the fortune and delight to be explaining every word in Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam, every nama in my mother tongue, Tamil, in detail to the audience in a span of over 4 years for over 180, 190 hours. It is there in the YouTube. But given that people have their own schedules, work schedules, they have work to attend in their family as well, sparing 180 to 200 hours is going to be tough. So a lot of my friends kind of appealed that why don't you bring in a course that could bring the essence of Vishnu Sahasranamam in a language that all of us find it common, say English, for a shorter duration. I did mention that when it is for a shorter duration, the detailed explanations that I will be giving for every nama will be reduced from hours to minutes. Nevertheless, most of them said that that is still okay. And with that advice in my mind, I am beginning this course with my namaskarams to Bhagavan, Paramatma, Parabrahmam, Sriman Narayana, and to all the mystic saints who offered utmost devotion to him, namely the Alvars, followed by the Acharyas who propagated the philosophy, brought in discipline to the system, and to all the fellow Bhagavatottamas with whose grace I have been able to speak at least a few lines such as this. This course has been titled Sri Vishnu Sahasranama Deepika. What does Deepika stand for? Deepika stands for something that illuminates, that is like a lamp, that is like light. So this course aims to throw light on the meaning of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam. So that is the aim of this course. As I have said, this is open to all, and irrespective of what you are, how you are, who you are, the content is being offered. There is going to be no discrimination whatsoever. But there is an appeal. In the coming classes, I request each one of you to listen to the lecture as many times as possible. Take this mandalam period as a vratam, as a vow, as a pledge, that you should be sparing at least 2 hours to 3 hours every day on the lectures. Then only probably you will be able to listen to it 3 or 4 times. And once you listen to a topic, the content again and again, it gets into your mind. So here, in this course, we will have 3 parts. The first part is the Purvangam. Purvangam is that part which is the prologue or something like a prelude to the entire work. So, like how we offer our prayers during the housewarming ceremony, during any other event, we offer our salutations to the Lord to ensure that this course is successful. Then we say, who has spoken about this? It is Bhīṣma, upon whose asking, Yudhiṣtira is asking. Who has compiled this conversation? Vyasa. Who is Vyasa and what is his contribution to Sanatana Dharma? What is this Prabandham all about? What are its essential characteristics? Whom am I revering, offering my obeisances to? Who is that Mahavishnu? Where does he stay? With whom does he stay? All this has been put together in the form of Purvangam Shlokams. Like from Shuklambaradharam Vishnu, continued with Kimekam Daivatam Loke, commented by Bheeshma with his answers, and then finally we have the Sankalpam of Amritam Shudbhavo Bhanuruti Bijam, Devaki Nandana Srashteti Shaktihi, and then we conclude with our Anugraha Shlokam and Upodghata Shlokam, Shantakaram Bhujagasainam. So this set is called as Purvangam, introduction. Now this introduction is to what? It is to this work which is a compilation of 1,000 namas, which is called Sahasranama, the 1,000 names. Where does it begin? Vishvam, Vishnu, Vashatkaraha, Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, Bhuta Krit. So this is how it begins. How does it conclude? Shankhabrin, Nandaki, Chakri, Sharanga Dhanva, Gadadharaha, Rathangapanihi, Akshobhyaha, Sarva Praharana Yudaha. These are the set of 1,000 names. This is the Madhyama Bhagam, the central important portion. What is the conclusion? The Uttarangam. The conclusion is you offer the phala shruti to the devotee. You tell them, upon recitation of Vishnu Sahasranamam, what will you get? Ultimately, we are all mundane, primitive mortals. We have desires in our life. We have certain requests and appeals to the Lord. Of course, Adi Shankara did not ask, Ramanuja did not ask, Vedanta Deshika did not ask, Madhvacharya did not ask. But we should know that we are not them. They are Acharyas, they are Avatara Purushas. They will guide us, but at the end of the day, we are primitive mortals. So we have our own appeals and desires. So what will we get? This has been mentioned in the phala shruti. And there is another part to the conclusion, which is the testimonials. For example, if you buy a novel, it will say, this particular line, the New York Times said. This particular line, the Washington Post said. This particular line, the Guardian said. This particular line, Live Mint said. This particular line, the Hindu said. This particular line, the Times of India said. This particular line, Swarajya said. So you will have testimonials or comments or critiques offered by various people. Similarly, has this Vishnu Sahasranamam been spoken in the other Puranas? Yes. So the conversation that exists between people has been compiled together. That is the conclusion portion. So we have a Purvangam, the 1,000 names, and the Uttarangam. So now I'll be taking you through every stage. Purvangam will be a short one. The Uttarangam will also be a short one. The one in the middle, the 1,000 names, will consume a large proportion of our duration, the course duration. Now, for shlokas which are simple, I will go as a gist for every shloka. And then, when it is in detail, where I require where it is required for me to explain the shloka more, I will do that. Now, where was this Prabandham delivered? How was it delivered? All this we will be seeing it now. So I begin here. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Vignopashantaye. Why don't you bring us auspiciousness by eradicating or annihilating the Vignam, the impediments, is our prarthana. So whom do we pray to? We pray to Lord Vishnu. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnu, the one who is dressed and who has a white sattvic radiance, the one who is dressed in white clothes. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum. Sashivarnam. What color is he? Sashivarnam. He is white as Sashi, as moon. Chaturbhujam. He has got 4 hands. Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet. There are 2-3 kinds of interpretations offered here. Some say one who is pleasing, charming. Some say it also denotes the one with the elephant-like face. Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighna Upashantaye. It is largely believed in the Sanatana Dharma community that this is a prayer, a tribute to Lord Ganesha or Lord Vinayaka, who is regarded as the first deity who is to be worshipped in any ritual, who will take away the impediments or obstacles. This is one interpretation. Some other scholars opine that Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet, okay, let us agree, he has got an elephant face. This could denote Vishwaksena too. So here Vishwaksena is the commander-in-chief of all the Nityasuris and Muktatmas in Sri Vaikuntham. Vande Vaikuntha Senanyam Vande Sutravati Sakham. He is married to Sutravati. He is called Vishwaksena. Incidentally, this name comes in Sri Vishnu Sahasranama, Vishwakseno Janardhanaha. So this Vishwaksena is the commander-in-chief. So under him, people who come under his jurisdiction, one is Vinayaka, say some of the Agama experts. In whichever way, this form of the Lord will help us remove all the obstacles. That is the point. Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet. So we have to meditate upon him. Sarva Vighna Upashantaye. All the Vighnams will go away. The next shloka. Yasya Dvirada Vaktradyaha Parishadyaha Parashatam Vighnam Nighnanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamashraye. So here he talks about the elephant face, the one who is a repository of knowledge, Vighnam Nighnanti, the one who has the ability, the valor to remove away the obstacles, Vishwaksenam Tamashraye. Who is he? Vishwaksena. Tamashraye. I prostrate before him. Now, who has given us this work? Before which I would like to say what Sanatana Dharma comes up with. Sanatana Dharma has Vedam, Anantavai Vedaha, the infinite, the never-ending, big compilation or compendium of cosmic thoughts about Parabrahman and his creation is Vedam. So, Vedam forms the root of the tree of Sanatana Dharma. From the Vedas emerge the Vedangas. So, there are 4 Vedas, Rig, Yajuhu, Sama, Atharvanam. What are the Angas to it? Siksha, Jyotisham, Kalpam, Niruktam, Vyakaranam, Chandas. So the 6 Angas, when learnt in the proper way, will become the Angam for the 4 Vedas, which is Rig, Yajuhu, Sama, Atharvanam. Remember, these 4 Vedas have 4 divisions in each of them. Brahmanam, Aranyakam, Samhita, Upanishad. So 4 Vedas in 4 divisions, 4 by 4. It's a matrix. Besides this, there are 6 Angas. There are Upangas, like Nyaya, Mimamsa and so on. Now with the knowledge which is acquired upon learning the 4 Vedas, with the 4 divisions in each of them, interspersed with the Vedangas and the Upangas, the essence will come into 2 categories, Itihasas and Puranas. Itihasa, as it happened, it was compiled. As it happened, it was written. One is Valmiki's Srimad Ramayanam in the Treta Yugam. The second is Bhagavan Vyasacharya's Sri Mahabharatam in the Dwapara Yugam. These 2 are regarded as the Itihasas. Besides this, we have Puranas. We have 18 in number, which have been distributed based on the gunas. Sattva Gunam, Satvika Puranas. Rajo Gunam, Rajasa Puranas. Tamo Gunam, Tamasa Puranas. The set of 6 plus 6 plus 6 comprise the 18 Puranas, in which the Satvika Purana 6 include the famous ones like Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam, Sri Vishnu Puranam and so on. So this, along with the later portions like Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Arthaveda and so on, comprises the 18 essential Vidyasthanam. So Vidyasthanams, some say 14, some say 18. This is our huge library of Sanatana Dharma, which any normal person should know by heart, should know the meaning, should be able to practice. Each of this is a huge milestone for us. In that case, who has given us all these works? Vedam, Vedangam is all God given, is a revelation, is what our Purvacharyas have been telling. Itihasas, Ramayanam, Valmiki has given. The other one, Mahabharatam, Vyasacharya has given. So Vyasacharya, who is he? He is regarded as a Sakshat Aveshyavataram of Lord Sriman Narayana, Vishnu. So we say Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. To that Vyasa, like how we buy a book and we offer our namaskarams to the author. Who is the author, we ask, right? Here he says, Vyasam Vasishthanaptaram Shaktev Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim. Vyasa, he is Vasishthanaptaram. He is the great grandson of the sage Vasishtha. Shaktev Pautram, the grandson of Shakti Maharshi. Parasharatmajam, the son of Parashara Maharshi. Shukatatam, the father to Shuka. Who is he? Taponidhim. Who is he? Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. So who is this Vasishtha, the one who has come in the lineage of Vasishtha? He is none but Vishnu Rupam, and the Vishnu Rupam of the Lord rests in Vyasa. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. So Vyasa becomes the body to Vishnu. So he is the Shariram. The Shariri is Sakshat Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Likewise, inside Vyasa as the Antaryami, Vishnu stays. So Vyasa becomes the Shariram to the Shariri Narayana, and Narayana, who is the Shariri, becomes the Antaryami to Vyasa. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Next shloka. Whom is this Prabandham celebrating? Lord Sriman Narayana Vishnu. Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane. The one who doesn't undergo any change. For example, we undergo a change. Though the Atma doesn't, the body does. Some people say, sir, 4 years before I have seen you delivering lectures. That time you were not stout. Now you have become stout. I said, after so many lockdowns, why will I not become stout? One. So the body undergoes changes. Whereas with Bhagavan, remember that his Swarupam, the Atma Swarupam doesn't undergo a change. Only the Shariram, which comprises of the Chetana and Achetana, undergoes a change, like how it undergoes changes for us. For him, the Shariram in this Sthulavasthai is this, gross state is this. During dissolution, Pralaya Kalam, it will become Sukshma Shariram. Even then, his Atma Swarupam will not change. So, Avikaraya, Vikaram is change. Avikaraya, without any change. Shuddhaya, being blemishless. Nityaya Paramatmane, eternal. Who is he? Paramatmane, the one who doesn't have anybody equal to or greater than him. Paramatmane. Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Sada Eka Rupaya, the one form that he has. Ekameva Dvitiyam. Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Vishnave Sarvajishnave. What should we do of him? Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat. By just thinking of him internally. Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat. So from this bondage of Janmam Maranam, the Samsaram, we will all be relieved. Vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabhavishnave. Vimuchyate, we will all be relieved. Vishnave Prabhavishnave. Om Namo Vishnave Prabhavishnave. Now, coming to the conversation that happened in Mahabharata. So, Shantanu's son was Vichitravirya and Chitrangada. Vichitravirya was married to Ambika and Ambalika, and upon his death, with the help of Vyasacharya, Ambika and Ambalika were able to give birth to Dhritarashtra and Pandu, and through a dasi, they had a son, that is Vichitravirya through Vyasacharya and the dasi, had a son called as Vidura. Later, Dhritarashtra was married to Gandhari and had 100 sons and a daughter, and through a Vaishyastri, had a son called Yuyutsu. On the other hand, Pandu was married to the daughter of Kunti Bhoja Maharaja called Kunti or Pritha. And by the grace of devatas like Dharma Devata, Vayu Devata and Indra had Yudhiṣtira, Bhīṣma and Arjuna. Through the princess of Madradesha called as Madri, and with the grace of Ashwini Kumaras, he had a set of twins called as Nakula and Sahadeva. The middle amongst the Pandavas, who's Arjuna, was married to the daughter of his very own uncle Vasudeva, his daughter being Subhadra. Subhadra was married to Arjuna. They had a son called as Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was married to the daughter of Matsya Desham. The king was called Virata. Their daughter was Uttara Kumari. Uttara Kumari was married to Abhimanyu, and they had a son called Parikshit. Parikshit, upon getting the curse of Rishi Kumara, died of a Takshaka. Now this Takshaka, having killed his father, was not known to Parikshit's son Janamejaya. The moment he knew of it, he performed a Sarpasatram. Sarpasatre Vartamani, says Sri Mahabharatam. During that particular Sarpasatram, Astika Maharishi came and stopped it, and later, to understand the lineage and the anecdotes of his Purvacharyas, he invited Vaishampayana, and Vaishampayana narrated the entire Mahabharata as composed by his guru called as Vyasa. So now Vaishampayana says, Shri Vaishampayana Vacha Shrutva Dharmana Seshena Pavanani cha sarvashah Yudhiṣtira Shantanavam Punareva Bhyabhashata Shrutva Dharman Aseshena. While Yudhiṣtira, for the sake of good governance and administration, wanted to learn the nuances of Dharma Shastram, Moksha Dharmam, Rajya Dharmam, Krishna pointed him towards Bhīṣma. After having learnt about all these dharmams without leaving any one, he had certain questions. Yudhiṣtira had certain questions. That is when he came back to Bhīṣmacharya again. So he says, Shrutva dharman aseshena, without leaving any dharmam, pavanani cha sarvashaha. Now he came back to Shantanavam, Shantanu's son. Punareva bhyabhashata. Now he asks certain questions. We will see what questions he asks. This is very, very important. These are the set of 6 questions that he asks. Sanatana Dharma has always believed in the art of questioning. We have never court-martialed a person, excommunicated a person, pronounced a death sentence upon a person for the sake of questioning. We have certainly believed that questioning is one of the only ways that the religion can become stronger and more prudent. So had Valmiki not asked questions and Narada not given answer, we would have never had a Srimad Ramayanam. Had Arjuna not asked any questions and Krishna not given any answers, we wouldn't have had Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Had Parikshit not asked questions and Shukabrahmam not given answer, we wouldn't have had Srimad Bhagavatam. Had Maitreya not asked questions and Parashara Maharshi not given answers, we wouldn't have had Sri Vishnu Puranam. Had the Yaksha not asked questions and Yudhiṣtira not given answers, we wouldn't have had Yaksha Prashnam. Had Dhritarashtra not posed his doubts and Vidura not given his wisdom-filled answers, we wouldn't have had Vidura Niti. In the Tamil Dravida tradition, had Madhura Kavi Alvar not asked questions and had Nammalvar not given an answer, we wouldn't have had the Dravida Veda, which is the Thiruvaimuri. So questioning is one of the only ways that which we can develop our knowledge. But one caution. Questioning should come very sincerely, honestly, and with the intent of knowing, rather than putting the other person down. Questioning should not be done to prove our prowess. It should rather be done for our quest for knowledge. Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Serve your teacher. Upon your service, he will bestow on you knowledge. Acquire that knowledge. Grasp it. Internalize it. Meditate upon it. And after it, if you have questions, please do ask. So we should follow all these steps before asking the question. Now Yudhiṣtira, being the prudent person that he was, he asked certain questions. It's called Shat Prashni, 6 questions. Kimekam daivatam loke kim vapyekam parayanam stuvantah kam kamarchantaha prapna yurmanava shubham Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. So these are the 6 questions that he has asked. Now I am going to take you through the commentary offered. This is one point that I would like to make. Any of our granthams, Purvacharya granthams, right from Valmiki's Ramayanam to the recent ones, we will be able to understand the work if there are 2 conditions that we answer them to. 1, if we know the language. For example, all the granthas that I have spoken till now are all in Sanskritam. So we should know the language. Second condition is we must have read the commentaries. If both of this or one of this is not there, then we will be misinterpreting that work. Let's take the first condition. How many of us know Sanskritam? During our school days, it was an optional subject in certain states. And it was so much optional that students could end up writing answers in English for a Sanskrit question. So, our understanding of the language is very poor. I am not saying the language is tough. Our understanding is poor. And there is still time for us to redeem us of this sin of not knowing a language by learning it through online courses. This is one. Second, just because I know Sanskritam, it doesn't mean I will understand the Grantham. Because our Purvacharyas have given a homework for us, assignment for us. Read between the lines. Read between the words. They have given it to us. If we do not know, what do? That is when we have to refer to the ancient commentaries. Let us take Srimad Ramayana. Some of the ancient commentaries include Maheshwara Tirtha's commentary, Telaka's commentary, Dharmakutam, and the very, very elaborate and celebrated Govindarajiyam or Bhushanam by the commentator Govindaraja. So these are some of the ancient commentaries offered to Srimad Ramayana. Similarly, for Mahabharatam, we have Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya of Madhvacharya. We have Bhavadeepa of Nilakantha. Let us take Vishnu Puranam. We have the elaborate commentary by Sridhara and also by Vishnu Chitta. Let us take Srimad Bhagavatam. We have many commentaries. Celebrated one is Veera Raghaviyam by Veera Raghava. Similarly, let's take Vedam. We have the very celebrated Sayanacharya who has given us a commentary. We have Bhattabhaskara who has given us a commentary. Uvatacharya, Mahidharaha, Rangaramanuja Munihi. These are all commentators for the Vedic portions. Let us take the Upanishad Bhagam. Again we have these commentators. Besides, we have the very world-known Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada who is regarded as Jagat Guru. We have Jagadacharya Bhagavat Sri Ramanuja who has offered this in Vedartha Sangraham. We have the very celebrated, sagacious dietitian, lesser known mathematician, poet extraordinaire, a great playwright, a peerless preceptor, Swami Vedanta Deshika. We have Madhvacharya. So these are all commentators for various portions. Unless and until we acquire the knowledge of their commentaries, it is very tough. For Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam, which forms an integral portion of the Anushasana Parva. There are 18 Parvas in Sri Mahabharatam. Adi Parva, Sabha Parva, Vana Parva, Virata Parva, Udyoga Parva, Bhīṣma Parva, Drona Parva, Karna Parva, Shalya Parva, Sauptantika Parva, then we have Shanti Parva, Anushasana Parva, Mausala Parva, Swargarohana Parva. So there are 18 Parvas in Sri Mahabharatam. In that, Anushasana Parva and Shanti Parva are the largest Parvas. You can take Parva to be a chapter. So these are all large chapters, Shanti Parva and Anushasana Parva. They will run, each of them will run to over 15 to 20,000 verses. In Anushasana Parva, largely Bhīṣmacharya concentrates on delivering the knowledge about Rajya Dharma, Moksha Dharma, administration, governance to his favorite Yudhiṣtira. In that comes Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam, which is a compendium of the 1,000 holy names of Vishnu. Now, the 6 questions is what I am going to deal with. But speaking about commentators, Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam has commentaries by various scholars. Undoubtedly, each commentary is a gem. But given that this is a course, and I am not doing a research now, had you been a PhD student, we can take this up for about 2 years. Now we have a span of just about a mandalam, 48 days. In this I have to deliver. So what I have done is, I have referred to one commentary. What is that commentary? The foremost of the commentaries is Adi Shankara's Vishnu Sahasranama Bhāṣyam, one of the earliest known commentaries to Vishnu Sahasranama, a very celebrated one, a very famous one. It is available largely in PDFs, online and book hard copy formats as well. The commentary that I am going to deal with here is from the Visishtadvaita school of thought. This was given by a great scholar who was called the Walking University, Mobile University. He was called the Mobile Panini. His name is ParasharaBhatta. ParasharaBhatta was the son of Kuresha or Srivatsanka. Srivatsanka in turn being the celebrated student, foremost of students by Bhagavad Ramanuja 1000 years before. So this commentator, ParasharaBhatta, would have lived roughly 950 years before this date. ParasharaBhatta was a resident of Srirangam, a small temple town, a hamlet, which is a river island in the river Kaveri in the south of India in Tamil Nadu. ParasharaBhatta has given this commentary in such a way where he says, every nama, Vishvam, Vishnu, Vashatkaraha, he says all these names are that of Paramatma. What does each name indicate? Each name indicates a quality, a gunam. So if I say Vishvam, it means that all the good qualities that I know in this world, all the Swarupa, Rupa, Guna, Vibhavam that I know in this world rests in one person. So when all the gunas are in one, he is called Vishvam. So Vishvam is Vishwatvam, where everything is there in him. This name Vishvam to the Lord indicates an attribute, a gunam. So if you list down all the 1000 namas, ParasharaBhatta says when you look into the mirror, you will just see 1000 gunas. So the 1000 names indicate the 1000 gunas of Bhagavan. So where should I see the gunas? In a darpanam, in a mirror. So Bhagavan's gunas in a mirror is Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. So this commentary offered by ParasharaBhatta to Vishnu Sahasranamam is called Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. I will be largely using ParasharaBhatta's Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. This is what I will be using. Nevertheless, here and there, wherever required, if there is a portion which is very, very beautiful from entire commentary of Shankara is beautiful, but some portions I will take from Shankara's commentary and also speak about.